Hey people. Obviously not at my house. We're at Mary's house.
Woohoo! Thanks for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having us. Today we're gonna be making some fall flower arrangements.
Yes!
Not so fallish now in a sense. It's technically still fall. If you were wondering, I think the first day of winter is December 21st.
Something like that.
So this could be something you could put on your Thanksgiving table because people eat pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Absolutely.
And it's a winter vegetable, okay? So that's obviously the base. And that's why obviously flowers here. It's gonna be a good time.
We got it all.
Take it away, flower girl.
Okay, you got it. So the first step we did with our pumpkins was carve I told Emie to cut like the size of your hand across the top, which I think is pretty accurate.
I think so.
And then you're gonna wanna hollow it out, take all the seeds and the flesh out. We lined our pumpkins with a plastic shopping bag from my little stash in the pantry.
Yes.
And then depending on the size of your pumpkin, you can use any kind of vase or vessel. So in mine, because of the height, I used like a pasta jar or any kind of container that's about that height, whether that be like a Tupperware or whatever you can use that's gonna hold your water. Yeah. A coffee can, and then we also have for Emmie's just a regular cylinder vase. So yeah, we use those. And then the next thing we did was fill them up with water and then cut from a really big
Let's just show it.
a really big roll of chicken wire. And we like to use chicken wire because the green floral foam that you might have seen in the past is terrible for the environment.
Yes.
But also makes arranging pretty hard for people that are just starting out. Mm-hmm. So the good thing about the chicken wire is that like once you place your stem in, instead of having to worry about like that hole that's already in the foam, mm-hmm. the wire just makes everything a little bit
more forgiving.
A lot more forgiving and easy to move around when you kind of like second guess where exactly you want everything to go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's kind of like the base foundation for our pumpkin arrangements.
Sweet.
And I guess you're just going to consider like the size of your table, the height that you want it to be, so that if you're dining with people across, you don't want it to be too high. You might want to make something more like Emmie's,
a little squattier,
little squashy pumpkin.
This thing smells like a melon. It doesn't smell like a pumpkin. It smells like a cantaloupe.
Its flesh was like so different from a regular orange pumpkin.
Yeah. Whatever. It's called a Cinderella pumpkin, if you're wondering.
Beautiful. Where did you said Trader Joe's?
This one's from Louisiana Nursery.
Louisiana Nursery.
In VR.
Yeah. Love it. I took mine off the stoop from Halloween.
Same.
So you can take any pumpkin you have. I'm sure you guys still have pumpkins around your house. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is start with my greenery. And as you can tell, we have like some of this chicken wire that's sticking out of the top, and that's kind of gonna want to be like our cover, the greenery for the chicken wire, because you don't really want to see that.
Right.
It's just the biggest mechanic for our arrangement, but we're gonna want to cover it up as well as we can. We got all these flowers today from Trader Joe's, and we spent $35 on enough flowers for both of our arrangement, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to make sure that this was like really easy for you guys to go out and make at home, or be able to shop like in your own grocery stores. So I got 3 packs of greenery, and then I got 1 pack of berries. I got some thistle, and then we got some mums and some garden roses. So you don't need to get too much, especially if you're just making one of these for yourself at home. So I'm going to start with some of this seeded eucalyptus, and because it's like greenery, it's not extremely important that it makes it into the glass vessel, whatever that is that you're using. So it can kind of be on the side, just kind of tucked into your chicken wire. And if you kind of let it drape over, that hides the cut of your pumpkin.
Yes.
So one of the last things you need is your clippers. You can get these at the grocery, your local hardware store, or you can use a nice sharp pair of kitchen shears. Probably a little bit better than your regular craft scissors. And then I also, I use this Lazy Susan just for the sake of designing when I'm making arrangements for weddings or events, but that would also be really helpful if you're gonna commit to arranging at home during the holiday this year. You could also use this, like some of these same skills just for making arrangements out of a vase for Christmas time or whatever it may be. So Lazy Susan, fairly inexpensive, also most grocery stores. So now that we kind of have some of our chicken wire a little bit camouflaged around the top of our pumpkin and kind of giving us some really good texture and shape. Yours looks so good. Yeah. I think we'll move into a little bit more texture and more greenery. So with this, I want to add a little bit of height to our arrangement. And with something like this, you can split this in half. So you can use the stem and get 2 pieces. And anything that you're gonna be clipping, just strip the leaves off the bottom that you think would be below the water line, or kind of like below that chicken wire.
Got it.
That'll be helpful just with its access to water and keeping that water clean. And then whenever you cut your stems, you're gonna wanna cut it at an angle, and that really just opens the stem and, like I said, allows it to more easily drink water.
Sweet.
So we're kind of just further...
I think I cut mine at a weird place. How did I do
You
that?
could just pull it. There you go.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty, yeah. So if you're, like I said, like if this is gonna go on your table, or if this is gonna go on your coffee table or kind of against a wall, and you wanna decide a front for it, or to choose a side that's gonna be the front or the back, now's kind of that good time to do it. If you want it to be like kind of more low, you know what I mean? Kind of if you have a shape in mind, that's kind of what you're building out right now with some of this greenery.
Sweet. I think what's facing me will be my front.
Perfect.
Maybe, or actually, maybe that's the front.
That's nice.
Great.
That's nice. A natural.
We're just kind of evenly dispersing these, right?
Yeah.
I love these things.
Very pretty.
Whatever they are.
I know, I love it. It's so pokey.
Yeah.
It's kind of pokey, but it's very pretty. It's another pretty texture to add.
Yes.
Okay.
What do we
How are
think?
you thinking? What are you feeling?
I mean, I think maybe one more for me.
Maybe a little bit. And you can also add, like, you can come in at an angle. And the good thing about this chicken wire is that that really lets you kind of shape it, you know what I mean? So instead of going in like just from one direction, you can really use that chicken wire to hold your greenery in place no matter which way.
Like wherever.
Yeah, so you can kind of fan it out if you want.
Okay, yes, I like that. Like that a lot.
Love.
Great.
So is this going on your table at home?
Yeah, I think so.
Love it. I can't wait to see it.
Exciting.
See it in action.
Yes.
Flip through our cookbooks.
fun. Love a good
That
one.
would be so fun. Okay, thistle.
Thistle.
We picked thistle because thistle was one of the main flowers that Emie requested when I got to do her wedding. What,
Yeah.
4 years ago?
Yes.
4 years ago.
Crazy.
We used thistles for Jay's boutonniere.
It was very pretty.
And maybe a little bit in your flower crown, but a safe amount.
Safe, not a pokey amount.
Some people
Flower
call these
crown.
mini cactuses. Like I sit down and they're like, I want those blue mini cactuses. I'm like, I know what you're talking about.
Mini cactus.
I got you.
Never heard of such a thing.
It's a small pokey.
I've just never thought of it as a cactus.
What you gonna do? People.
This is a thistle.
So with these, you can kind of, if you're like, wow, this has a lot of thistles, a lot of heads of the thistle on this one stem, you can pull these off really easily. And if you do this, like you can kind of keep, and this goes for like any flower that you have that has a lot of blooms on one stem, you can pull them off kind of one at a time to see like how many you really want. And then you can use these in like another small, like if you have a little jar or bud vase you can keep on your windowsill.
Yeah.
So as you're taking anything off, you can always use this in a second smaller arrangement on your table or near your sink in your bathroom, or you know, whatever.
Love it.
So yeah, so now we're just gonna do more of the same.
Cutting the bottom.
Cutting, and you can kind of just like, when you start cutting your stems of flowers, you definitely want it, you don't want to immediately cut it too short.
Right.
Because like we were saying, you can't get it back. So, you know, cut a little bit, maybe a little bit off at a time. And just kind of go from there.
Sweet.
And for yours, like since yours is so high, I mean, since your stem is so long and your pumpkin is so short, yeah, that's probably a good place to start.
Ish.
About half of the stem.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna transition into our little berries, and we can kind of pull some of these leaves right off.
Mm-hmm.
And then
About how high do we want these?
if you kind of want, I think you might kind of want these a little bit closer to, like, maybe you want this bottom leaf set to be close to the base of the where we made our
Got it.
cut.
So maybe there.
Maybe a little bit, like an inch longer. Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Kind of about as big as your base is deep.
Ah, yes.
Which should be pretty good. That should be a pretty good cut for yours.
Great. Love it.
So whenever you're making these at home, you just want to remember to maybe use like some kind of pitcher or something with a spout to make sure whenever you're watering, to make sure it hits your vase inside of your pumpkin and not like around it.
Right.
Make sure you get in there. And you can probably make this last like a little bit longer than a week if you keep up with watering it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So now we can start filling in. I'm gonna take some of this greenery away just to kind of clear our table. So we have a little bit more room for our flowers. These are gonna be our like large focal flowers.
Sweet.
And even though we're using these like little mums with all of the flowers on their stem, because they have such a big like grouping, it's still enough space to really be that focal flower.
Great.
But you can also, like, if you have one that has if you have a bloom that has a really long stem attached to the base stem, you can certainly separate those.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Ask me any questions if I'm not being clear.
No, this is so clear.
Okay, great. Amazing.
Here. Gosh. having a moment. There we go.
Getting it.
It's getting full.
Very pretty. Okay.
What should I do?
I think maybe we can do some that are a little bit lower, like if you cut them a little bit shorter.
Great.
And kind of fill in. That's one of the biggest things is to consider whenever you're making these, is to constantly be thinking about filling in the spaces where you might be able to see that chicken wire.
Yeah.
But we still have like so many of these focal flowers that'll be really easy to do. You know, to tuck those in like a little bit lower, for sure. These are so beautiful.
Those are
I
so
love
pretty.
the color variation on the petals.
They look like they're on fire.
Yeah, yeah, they really do. So nice.
Wait, do you want to use this one? I have a lot of these.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I feel like I have a lot.
Here, you can use some of these little ones because you have this.
Great. I'll tuck some of these in here because I have a few that I took off.
Yes. So nice. Look at all your mimosa.
Love it.
Mimosa queen.
All over. I have so much of it now I can't, because I used to be able to wear all of my mimosa all the time. But now I have so much of it and I want to acquire more.
You have to choose.
That I have to choose, yeah. I never thought I was going to be one of those types of jewelry girls. The only things that I've ever really switched up are earrings.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about me. I like to wear like consistently the same thing.
It's just easy. I totally get that.
You always look a little bit elevated, even if you look a mess.
There you go. Tips by Emie. I heard you give we were talking about the Nola cosmetic brand.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you give them a shout out on your podcast with Troy today when I was listening to the most recent pod plug.
Pod plug.
And I was just thinking about our skincare combos.
Yes. Troy uses them too.
Oh my gosh, love it. I can't wait for to drop a skincare. Oh wait, we have another.
Wow.
We don't have to use it. We totally don't have to use it.
We can. I just had a lot.
Let's hold off.
Okay. I like it. I love this color.
I love it. But we have, like, as we go, well, and we don't, right now, like, if you can use either one.
It's fine.
But with these garden roses, I took the pleasure of stripping a lot of the green leaves off the bottom.
So nice.
You can leave them on or you can totally take them off. And then any petals that you have that have a little brown bruise on them, you can just gently pull those right off and it won't damage the flower at all.
Great.
So you can just kind of take those off, and then you can use your finger to kind of pull back some of the petals if you want to open up your roses a little bit more. And back in the day, people used to kind of like do a little like blow into them to kind of open them up and like get that air in between the petals, but I'm not going to do that because COVID days. I'm not going to be...
Not if you're giving it to somebody. Okay?
Right, there you go. In the privacy of your own home, you could.
Oh.
That really helps them and kind of forces them open. But you can really just kind of get in.
Wow.
And then you can even like pop some of the petals back.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that kind of shows off like some of the color inside of that petal.
Ooh. Love it.
Very pretty. So for the larger focal flowers, you can kind of tuck them into the spaces in your arrangement. Like for me right here, I have this gap kind of in between these red bunches right here where I can go ahead and pop this pink flower in kind of right here.
Perfect.
So anywhere that you have that space where you think this would be perfect shape to fill this gap, you can go ahead and do that and cut it to turn like let the positioning of this flower determine like how short or how long you want to cut it. So if you want it to be a little bit more deep set into your arrangement, obviously you'll cut it a little bit shorter. If you kind of want it to stand out or even with these outlier flowers, let that be what makes that decision for you. I love this pink. This is one of my favorite colors to use.
So beautiful.
The burgundy and the blue.
Yes.
These roses are going to be so pretty when they really open. Once they get like rehydrated in the water in your vase, they're really going to open up over the next few days of you enjoying them. So pretty.
Love it, love it.
I love the color of your pumpkin, and this color scheme looks so good with that color.
This.
The thistle, did you say Cinderella?
Yes, Cinderella pumpkin.
It's so cute.
I had a few of those for Halloween. These come in like a pale pink too.
Oh my gosh, that kind of like light pink, peachy kind of.
Yes.
So pretty.
So cute.
That would be really nice with like an all white flower
Yes.
situation.
Oh yeah.
That'd be really pretty.
So cute.
Very romantic.
Very romantic. We're all about romance over here.
Okay.
Sweet.
Love it. And I started using a couple of the mums.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, so pretty.
I think I want to use this.
There you go. I love it.
Beautiful.
I love the colors.
Me too.
You did so good.
Great job with the picking.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it. I love all the texture in these.
Yes.
So nice. We have one extra.
Put it with a this. Do you have any extra?
No, I stuck it in.
Oh, perfect.
No extras.
Okay.
Everyone.
What did I say was gonna be my front? I forgot. This. That's my front, I think.
Very pretty. Yeah, it looks great. You got so much in here, girl.
I did.
You killed it.
Stuffed it. Okay. We've done it. They look great.
Thanks so much, Emie. This was so fun.
So fun.
We can do it every season.
Every season.
Tune in. Every single season. We could do garlands. We could do wreaths. We could do Easter baskets.
We could do everything. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. Flower cups.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. See y'all next time.